Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish and welcome to episode 19 of our Factorio Space Age series on building or designing self-building mining ships. Last episode we did one more infrastructure upgrade on our base ship here to revamp the fuel thruster module back here. So we got our full complement of 7 thrusters here, as well as amping up our fuel and oxide production up here in order to keep pace. So let's see, what are we going to do today? Now there are a couple of pieces of sort of errata that people have talked about in the comments. One was somebody asked about sorting out ammo and asteroids from the belt, and I thought we had, I remember that we had put this splitter here somewhere, and so I found it. It's here in the plastic module. It's still around. This will resort these two belts if they get mixed when we're pasting blueprints, so that's good. And then another commenter pointed out that as you can see, we're reading all of these belts circuit condition wise, but that stops at splitters. So that means we're not actually counting any of the asteroid chunks on any of these belts in here. I'm including the ones that go through here. And so that means that our actual inventory count is sort of undercounting what we have, and I think that is contributing. I think the commenter is right that that is contributing to sort of crowding on the asteroid belt here. So I actually want to fix that. That's actually we introduced that problem here in phase 17. And so we actually have to, we can fix it in 17, but we need to make sure we produce enough stuff. And so we are going to need extra belts in order to do this. And this goes 360 to 390. And so I think we just get an extra 100 belts here. And we'll need to update this like that. Okay, that gets extra belts because I think we need about like 50 more belts. So we need this to be greater than 400. And then we need more undergrounds. I think we need 10 more undergrounds. So this needs to actually be 56. And we go up to, let's see, that's here. So these need to be 56. And so I guess we can just set this straight to that. 56 and 56. Okay, good. This didn't actually take off anywhere. And so then we can recapture this one, so that for phase 17, we can just fix it here by connecting all the belts together. And so I think instead of this stuff down here, we can route this belt this direction. We can move these two things here. Hop you there. Hop you there. Hop you there. Hop you there. We don't need these. That lets that continue there, which means we don't need this stuff. And we can do that. All right, and now we're looking at all of that. Now we're seeing all of the belts on the asteroid. So I think we want this instead. So let's just grab this. Save that blueprint. I have a couple other copies of this, so I think we're just going to fix these here. Hopefully we have enough belts to fix it. Almost looks good. We're missing heat pipes in here. Okay, so this needs to be 17. Save. And then put that there. And let's do it on this one. Let's see if this comes in okay. All right, that worked correctly, good. And then I think we have to like just sort of do this one by hand down here. Kind of need to do it over again. Although maybe what I can do, because this didn't change, what I can do is I can grab everything down to here. And I bet if I put this in the right spot, which I think should be here, that should fix it. Okay, good. All right, good. All right, now, so I think this is actually not exactly going to be a common phase. I think phase 17 here, this is the last common phase. But then from here, we're going to have multiple ships. They're all going to look like this one in terms of having the expanded thruster array, etc. But we're going to have different copies because they're going to have different victory conditions based on what they are building. And so I think I want to rename this. I want to name this something else. So I'm going to call this phase 1.0 prototype. And then I think we can copy this. And paste it here. And then we can rename this to be, I'm just going to name it phase 1.0A for right now. And then we're going to copy this again. And we're going to paste it here. We're going to say you are phase 1.0B. I think those will get renamed, but I do want to make sure these all come in okay. Did all your stuff come in? Yes. Okay, so you just need to make fuel stuff. And you just need to make fuel stuff. Okay, so now we can get to doing some design work. So the other thing that I figured out while I was off camera is all the work that I did trying to do math on the accumulators and solar panels, I think I basically got it wrong. And so we had talked about, that's a space map. We talked about, for example, if I'm bouncing back and forth between Novus and Fulgora, the solar panel output is average at the midpoint. And so if I design the ship to have enough solar panels as if they were running at the midpoint, then I could add accumulators, and while they're closer to the star, sun, whatever, the accumulators would charge on this half, and then they would discharge on this half. The thing that I realized was at the speeds that I'm planning to go for this class of ship, it would actually take so many accumulators to bridge this gap that it actually takes less space to just add more solar panels, it turns out. So if we just design the number of solar panels for the weakest solar point, so we just assume that you only get the Fulgora orbit output of the solar panel, that's actually the most space efficient at the 75 kilometers per second that I'm planning to go. So we are going to go revamp the solar stuff as well. But I think that comes second because first I think we need to do some design to lay out a variety of things. So let's see, what are we going to do here? Well, first off, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a blueprint book in here. And let's see, I think we're going to just call this, yellow belt common. And I'm just going to put a common yellow belt, I guess, as this. So these will be all the ships that deliver a yellow belt of some common material. So all of the blueprints are going to go into there now, and I think we don't need this stuff anymore. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff. This is obtainable other places. And this one we're going to redo, I think. I think we're going to redo this one. Well, I'll hold on to it for now because we are going to redo it. All right, these guys are flying. Okay, good. That's because they got fuel going in the back, which is what we wanted. Okay, good. All right, so now I want to start with, well, let's see. We need to do one copy of this for each type of resource we want to produce. And one of the things that I was thinking is I think that I actually want, so one of the options was I could make coal, right? I could make coal in space with coal synthesis, just kind of like we're doing here. The problem is that by the time you factor in all of the water that it needs to do that, it consumes a lot of chunks. Like it's really hard to get the oxide chunks out here. And so instead, I think I'm actually just going to mine carbon or mine sulfur out here in space. And if I want to make coal from it, then I'll do the coal synthesis down on a planet where I think water should be easier to get in most cases, but we can also mine ice if we need to. So that is going to be the plan. So let's talk a little bit about what do we think this is going to look like? I think the crushing is going to look something like this. So let's get this out here. Let's work on calcite first. I think we don't need this stuff up here. Because we're going to need 12 crushers with one speed beacon each. So this is actually pretty close. We'll need to change recipes and so on. But I think what I want is to grab, let's see, I guess I want to grab like this much stuff. So I got the exhaust tossing stuff overboard bits. That's good. I think this goes here. And this is not right. That's okay. We'll worry about heat pipe stuff in a minute. Is this all okay? No, I don't need that. Okay, and then do these overlap enough? These overlap some amount. Okay, good. I did not do that right, I don't think. Actually, I didn't do that right at all. Let's try this again. I need to get this much stuff. I need to get to here. Like this. Now I've got my 12. Okay. Some of this stuff looks like it needs fixing. I guess that can stay there. Something like that. Okay. Very good. We'll have to adjust recipes and so on in this stuff, but that's okay. All right. So that crushes calcite, or that will produce. This will produce enough calcite if we update this stuff. So these need to become oxide. Okay. And actually I could do this better, right? And then I want to pitch ice overboard. And the thing that I want out of here is the calcite. Okay. That, and then these, the recipe is just going to be this guy. All right, now if I grab just this much stuff, oh, these are not lined up the same. Well, that's all right. And calcite. And the recipe. Okay. This is the trash ice. And the calcite. And we don't need this, or this, or this, or this. And I don't think we need these. And we will use these. All right. We'll say that's pretty close. All right. And then it turns out we need 33 crushers for reprocessing in order to get enough oxide chunks. And so that, I guess, is going to look like 3 rows of 11. How many is that? That's 10. 11. So let's see. If we want to do this, I guess this is good. We can go this way. One, two. And then this way. One, two. And then from here, it can go down into this belt here. Okay. Do we like that? I think we like that. which means these can get a little closer. How close can they get, in fact? Well, in what order do I want to do these in? Because these are my calcite. This is my calcite output here. Wait, don't lose that. Maybe I want to reprocess here. Maybe I want to reprocess down on this side. So, okay, because these have to come out of here in some fashion. This will be the asteroid belt. And so I guess it can go this way. Or well, let's do this. We'll go this way. Sure. Okay, that goes around and then it comes back up here. Move you down one. Okay, and then it comes down here. And then actually one loop. Okay, we can do this a little better. Because, well, these guys can't see all of that belt. But we could go this way. Maybe here. Okay, 1, 2. And then we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it matter that this is here, below versus above? I don't think it really matters, because it's just all one loop, right? It's just all one loop. Okay, so what does this need to look like? You need... I really want to go in and out, but I can't do that here. I think I need to move this down one. So I can go in, out, and out. Like that. I mean, I guess so. I guess that's what it needs to look like. But these all also need their own decider combinators. So these actually have to get spaced out even more. 1, 2. So we're going to do a decider combinator like this. So each one can have its own. Good. Okay. Grab this. This needs to be moved down. Then we can copy this, put it there, and there. Oh, well, I guess that's okay. All right, let's just grab all of this stuff. Okay. And then these, I just want to get a reference point here. All right, so then these need to bend. This way. This way. Get these out of the way. Then you jump there. And that gives me my 2, which need to be 3 in from here. 1, 2, 3. So this is where this comes out. These 2 belts need to come here, which means you will jump there. Which means we don't need that, and we don't need that. And then this hops to here. Good. This goes down to here, I guess. Yes. We need I feel like these are spaced out correctly. Okay. Good, and then we can get another one here. Okay. That looks good over here. This is the asteroid belt. This is the ammo belt, has to hop. Ooh. I guess this can go like that. Then you get up there. Okay, good. And then this doesn't quite work here, but maybe it doesn't have to work here. Because maybe instead how far up does that go? That goes into the next module. So, and there is a gun there, so that's probably okay. That's probably okay. All right, so then this guy needs to go up this far. Good, these all go up here. Fine. This one goes here. All right, that means we can get rid of this stuff. Let's get a little more space platform in here. We have this stuff, which I think we actually, we don't even, these should probably just always be active. We don't even need the recipe control on these, or the active, inactive, because they're just always going to mine. Okay. Good. This is all of this stuff. We will need more stuff coming this way. That goes that way. That needs to go that way. And this needs to go this way. Copy these. Copy these. Okay. And there's some pipes in here somewhere. Oh, copy. Copy. Okay. We need this stuff here. Somewhere in the middle here. Sure. And sure. Let's flip this. Like that. Okay. Put those there. And we need these to continue down. Okay. Good. And we need this. I wonder if, will this reach if I make this lower? No, this stuff all needs to go this way. And this is not right. What did I do here? All right, you go up there. That's fine. All right, we need this guy. For the ammo, you need to go out this way, then you jump. Okay, good. And then one more thing of pipe here. Okay. And then we will need a shared recipe setter down here like that. And I think these, I think we want two of these. To conserve power. Okay, so efficiency module 2 is good. We're gonna get this stuff together. Okay, so obviously we still need to put some I think we need a demand wire down through this side somewhere. Let's put heat pipes, heat pipes, heat pipes, and heat pipe. And I think we need, because this is going north of this, and we do need this demand wire to get through here. So that is going to, we'll just run that over here. Sure, something like this. All right, fine. Okay, good. This should be calcite. Okay, so this is the calcite and reprocessing module that we need for calcite, for a yellow belt worth of calcite. Good. I guess we want that guy. So the question that I have is, if I copy this, can I put the whole thing here? I cannot get this whole thing in here. Rats, because this is too big. This is too big to be built in one shot, which means we probably have to separate these two modules. Which is fine. We can do that. So can I get this one all the way in? Yes. This one fits. Okay, so we can do we'll have to do this in 2 phases. Okay, so, all right, what the heck is this one going to be? I think this is going to be, we need to name this thing. Okay, so I think this is going to be Belter class. We're going to call it a yellow belt of calcite. And we're going to call this phase 1.00 dev, I think. Okay, so what we need to do is this thing right here is the victory condition. Right there. That's the victory condition. This set of stuff. So I'm going to go figure out what that all is and put the victory condition in, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned. Okay, we are back. I did update our victory conditions here appropriately. And I guess the big thing here is there's a little over 1,100 space platform, which obviously took the longest to build. I also did some work over here to the side to represent, try to capture how many belt segments were actually on the asteroid belt. so that I could set this appropriately. So that may be something that, a practice that we carry on as we go. Now, I was thinking about it, and one of the problems is that I think we won't have enough power to run this quite yet. And so what I want to do is I actually want to introduce something here, which is an accumulator. And we're going to read the current charge. And so I think we only want to be crushing stuff if, let's say, we have at least 95% power, so that, you know, if we have enough power, we can crush stuff, and if we don't, we can sort of hold off on that. So let me copy that configuration to all of these crushers. And then I also want to have an alarm here. So I want to feed this in. We're going to have a little loop back. So we're going to say there's going to be two conditions. If we see the accumulator charge fall below 95, then I think a little bit of use of the accumulator, that's probably fine for some spikes and so on. But I want to send an electricity signal if we see that. Or if actually we already see the electricity signal. Where'd that go? Here it is. If that's greater than 0, then we do this. So the idea is that if we are discharging the accumulators too much, that'll trigger that, and then it will remember that it got triggered. And the main reason that we want to do that is so that we can know that we did that. So I think what we want to say is if that got triggered, then we don't need volume here. We want global polyphony, and we're going to show an alert, alert all electricity, and we're going to say low power. Okay, and so I did actually include the accumulator and this stuff in the victory conditions that we built here, which made me realize that actually I needed to add sticks and speakers back in. So we have done that. But I think we're ready to take a blueprint here. So I think we want this blueprint. And we're going to call this Belter class. We're going to say this is yellow belt calcite. What did I name this thing? Phase 1.00. So that's, I think, what we want. And now we have to figure out where to put this thing. So this is going to be in here. Let's just stick that there for a minute. I am thinking that I actually want to do these as different recipe books. So I think we're going to call this one calcite. And whoops, and I want to give it a calcite. Okay, and then I want to move this into here. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to rename this so I can read it a little better. Like that. Okay, phase 1.0. Okay, good. All right. So I think that means that I want to rename this to be we need to put those things in. So we want to try this out. Right. And let's just apply that to this guy. That's phase 1.0. So it should just like build all the stuff that it's missing. I think that should just have done the victory conditions. Okay. Which means this is ready to become phase 1.01 dev. Okay, so what are we going to do? Oh, I should mention I also added in some extra belts and bulk inserters up here. So let's see. I think what we want, do I want this? I'm going to revisit that. Okay, I think I'm going to make a blueprint of this from everything here and back. And this is we're just gonna call this back, as we've done before. And then I think we can copy this thing and paste it here. Let me just get this out of the way so I can see that. And then I think we want to paste the back half here. Like that. And we'll see if we successfully did that or not. Hey, look at that. We built it all. Okay, that's cool. And we're off working on stuff. Stuff seems to be stuck. Why is this stuck? This goes the wrong way. That's okay. We can fix that. And then, oh, I did not. Okay, we need to fix this. Because these... Hey, we got some calcite out. That's cool. All right, so these need to go this way. And these need to be controlled. Let's take these out for a second. Okay, this needs to come up here. All right, now I think what I worked out, let me do the math here. This is going to go at 75 kilometers per second. And so the round trip time will be, it's 30,000 kilometers for a round trip divided by 75 is 400 seconds. 400 seconds times 16 or per second is 6,400. So I think what we do is we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's do it this way. And these should be enabled if calcite less than 6,400. And is this guy disabled? He's not disabled because apparently we do have enough charge. Okay. That's cool. Are all our asteroids and ammo going all the way around? It seems they are. It seems I'm short bulk inserters. Seems like I'm short 3. Oh, maybe I didn't add them to the victory condition. Oh, that's actually the problem. So we needed 6 of these. And where is this up here? 119. Yeah, I need there to be 6 of these. Okay. All right, which means we need to redo this one. Okay. All right, let's come back over here. Is this thing moving yet? Not yet. I guess one of the issues we're going to... Oh, that's because this needs to connect. Oh, and where does this need to go? It needs to go into this demand thing. Is that right? Where is... Here's the demand, and it goes into the steel decider combinator. Okay, so it needs to go from here to here, but it doesn't reach. So that needs to go there. And we also need this. Oh, what happened here? Oh. I have 2 outputs. Okay. Oh, and I should, this is no longer right. This should be 6401. All right, we appear to be smelting now. That's better. Are we moving yet? We are not moving yet. Where's all the carbonic asteroids? There's a bunch over here, so we have to wait for that fuel to show up. But actually, I'm wondering if we even want to do this yet. I think I'm going to make this be... I'm going to just turn these off. Because they're going to steal all the oxide. And we're not ready to mine yet. So we'll just turn those off. And it seems... All right, this is going to build bulk inserters, so that's okay. But we just added a bunch more undergrounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we got to come back here. We need 16 more undergrounds. Where are those? 16 more. 119. Let's just make sure we're making enough of those. That's index 47. We are making enough of those, so that's fine. And we should maybe add 50 more belts. 407. And belts are number 33. Okay, so you should go till... No, you should start at 410 and go to 450 or something like that. And we should make sure we don't throw away too many belts. This needs to be 501, I think. All right. Are we... Okay, so that updated those. All right, so I need to redo that. Copy. Or redefine. Okay, how's this guy doing? All right, hopefully we get... All right, there's some oxides here and they're not being grabbed, so that seems good. We just need to wait for those to make their way down here. And then I think we're gonna have to redo some of these calculations for the belts, which I'll do off camera, I think. Oh, okay, good. We're moving. That's what we want. Okay, excellent. Good. What's being destroyed? Okay, stuff I don't care about right now. All right, good. That's going to be that phase. So then the next phase is going to be introduced. So we just finished this. So the next phase is going to be building this. Oh, and it needs two output belts from the smelting. I think I want to provide this. I think I want to plug this in like this. I think it'll just make it easier to paste it in. Oops. Okay. I gotta find all the spots all the empty spots. Okay. Good. I think that goes the wrong way. These are, it's like, these are so, it's so silly the way that the ghosts go the wrong way. Okay. I think that's what we want. All right. So this next phase, I think, is just building this. I am going to recompute how many belts we now have to like update this thing. And then I'll put in victory conditions for this, and then I'll be back. Okay, we are back. We've assembled all that stuff. The thing that actually took the longest was making all of the efficiency module 2s, as you might expect. Let's see. And, you know, I did the belt math over here to figure out how much we wanted to put on the belt here. So we managed to do that. As predicted, and you can actually see it happening here, our little power alarm worked, but I realized that I think we don't actually want this. I think we don't want this yet. So I'm just going to take this off. For now, so that we don't get the alarm, because like we basically can, this alarm gets triggered because we haven't built out the other solar panels yet. So we'll just leave that off. We'll bring it back later. But otherwise, I think this is ready to become a blueprint. Let's see. I want to make sure that we have, what does this say that you are? You're not, this is not you. Okay, so this is yellow belt, calcite, and this is phase 1.0 complete. So we want that to be the case. So let's go update that. I'm gonna make sure this stuff is named right. Okay, save, good. This then is going to be, let's see, let's do the same thing, yellow belt, calcite, and this is going to be phase 1.01 complete. Okay, and this is named 1.01 dev, so that's right. So I think we take this as a new blueprint. Down to here, and this is going to be yellow belt, calcite, phase 1.01. And I think we can then change this to be yellow belt, calcite, and I guess we'll do 01. Sure, we'll create that blueprint. That goes in here. This, I guess we want to put zeros in here. Okay, good. And I think we're just going to do this pair of ships together. So I think then what I want is I want to paste this onto here. See if that works. And then this needs to become phase 1.01. And this is going to become phase 1.02 dev. Okay, so that is, let's make sure this builds. It's kind of cool to watch it all come in. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Okay. Or do we get all the way to the bottom? We did. Okay, excellent. So we'll come back and check on this one and see if it manages to like actually get going. Right. And these are disabled? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so then this guy, I think we need to get rid of this back half thing because we need to do it again to get this in. And so that is going to be make a blueprint starting here and going all the way back. Let's call this back. Put that there. Then I think we copy this. And we should be able to, where do we want to put this? Right up here. Like that. And then we need to put the back. Let's see. Let's make a cut through here just so we can see this, where this is to line it up. And then the back. Where is it? Here's my empty space, right? Right there. Okay, good. Let's zoom out. I put the empty space where? Oh, it's right here. So this needs to come up against this, I think. That does look like all the belts and stuff line up. All right, let's see if that gets itself going together. Let's just make sure everything builds. Then we probably have to connect some wires, right? All right, that all came in. Excellent. All right, what wires need to be connected? It should be right below this stuff, right? We have to hop this across. And we have to hop this across. And that. And this. Okay, this is the demand stuff comes down, good. This did not fully connect. So we need more of this. So we're gonna need 2 more underground belts and two more underground pipes. Okay, so that good. That connects all of the liquids. And then, okay, good. You're getting that signal, which means you should be able to see like a, if we look at this, you get all of the inventory. Good, okay, good. Great. All right, I think that's all connected. Okay, so now, what is the next thing that this thing needs to build? Well, I think we need to build new versions of this. Because it turns out that this is more space efficient. Just doing that. And so if we just take this off, I think we need those. And my math says that we need to do a calcite run between, I gotta find my thing here. I think we need 5 of these. And so what we need to do is I think we need to replace this I'll just put that there. That's what we need to replace. And I think we want to replace it with 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully that's not too much longer. I don't think that's much longer. So we should be able to just build that. So we need to figure out the difference here between these things. And so that's what we'll build. So I'm going to do victory condition on this minus this. And we'll make sure this thing is flying properly and building fuel stuff. It looks like it has the stuff to build fuel. Oh, and we're definitely flying. So, okay, good. And otherwise, belts look right. We'll also have to redo the belt calculation and update this because we're still building. And then we'll be back. So stay tuned. Okay, we are back and have built all the stuff we need for this. So let's take a look at what we have going on here. I actually think what I want is I want to arrange things in the following way. So let's see. I think this is going to be, so let's see. What do we have? This guy is just sort of this is the same prototype one that we have here, right? Where we had just finished adding the extra thrusters. Then this one adds in the crushing for the calcite. And then this one is going to add in the not this one. This one. This one's going to add in the reprocessing array, which we still have to wire up. But we don't need to turn that on yet either. So it's actually okay, I think, to just build it. Okay, so I think that means we're ready to make this be a blueprint. And this is going to be yellow belt, calcite, phase 1.02. So that should be calcite and O2. And this is going to go in here. Okay, which means I think we can apply it to this one. All right, so we should hopefully see this all come in. All right, I think that looks good. Good. Okay, good. So that means we can update. This is going to be, well, this is going to be a couple of things. Because let's just, I'm just going to make it 1.03 dev for the minute. Because I think we're actually going to make multiple things out of this. Now, let me get this out of here. I think now we can get this out of here. Okay, and this is the old one. Okay, and so the back is going to be this. This stuff, I guess it just needs to come to here. This is the new back. All right, let's hold that there for a minute. Because we said we want to replace this here. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. Hopefully. It's like I got stuck there for a minute. I got worried. We had not made enough stuff, but let's see how we do. All right, we have to connect green wires here. Good, that's actually all we have to connect. Okay. So, now, I think this is going to be two different things. This, I think, is ready to mine calcite. Because we now, I think, have enough power if we're running between Vulcanus and Novice. So I think what we're going to do, let's see, we need to do a couple more recalculations. So first off, let's see, where we have like major victory conditions here. I think we take the victory conditions off, in fact. So let's just say less than 0, then it will not be true. Okay, and I think we really don't want it to build much. I mean, the intermediates, I think that stuff is okay. Let's think about setting this up for calcite mining. I guess we just leave a lot of this stuff in here because it doesn't take a while. This we can, I think, shrink. This we can shrink. Let's just be able to make one at a time in case we need to do repairs. I think the rest of this stuff is maybe okay because it's not very expensive. I mean, these are fine. I feel like I want to make like at least one of like most things in case we need to do repairs or something. Let's see. Those are intermediates. Intermediates, fine. Fine, fine. Those, there's 0. I guess we want, let's just have like one of these in the back pocket. I don't know. I feel like it's good to have like one of everything, just because if we do that, then we know it can like repair. Those are fine. Fine, fine, fine. Let's do one of those. Let's do one of these. We're not doing any quality stuff yet, so that's okay. We should probably just have one of these on hand, one of those on hand, one of these on hand. We're not doing any quality modules. We don't have any of these belts. One bulk inserter. We're not using lasers. That's fine. I guess we'll have one speaker. Sure. Okay, good. So I think that means that we're going to stop making most stuff, which I think we want to be true. Okay, then... Are these turned on? These are turned on. Okay, good. So then I think what we want is we want to put this back in. All right, and how did we have this working? We said that if the charge drops below 95, or we've already done that, then we should do that. Okay, good. And then I think this is going to be that the accumulator charge is at least that. Okay. Now we do have to do the reprocessing stuff. So what is this going to look like? This is going to be, we need the recipes here. So the only recipes we need are actually this one and this one. Okay. Now, so that red wire goes here, and then we need the green wire from here, and let's see, how do I want to do this? I guess we also want to do this. We want, I'm going to connect this to the red wire. That's okay. Okay, so we'll do this. We're going to read belt, hold all belts. Okay, so that we can see what's on the belt. I'm going to make this be actually -1 and -2. So we can distinguish that stuff. Then this goes from here to here and into there. And this is going to read belt contents, hold just that belt. This is going to read hand contents, hold just that inserter. Okay, and then what we want is we are going to say, okay, if when do we want, well, let's see, actually we can't do this yet. Okay, we can't do this yet because we have to do the belt stuff first. All right, so this needs to come down here. This is actually the only change, is adding some belts. All right, so that means if I copy this, that says I have 893 belts. So now I'm going to do some calculations off screen here. So if I have 893 belts, and I want to have 6 chunks per belt, that is 5358. And now let me check what, so percentage-wise, what do we want the percentages to look like? I figured this out somewhere. I'm consulting my notes. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so the maximums are really what we want are, yes, we want maximums here. Okay, so this is how this is going to work. So, I've done like a bunch of math. Okay, so we've got 53, 58 total chunks. And as far as we're okay with 50% of them being metallic on the belt. That's not actually the target, but that's 26. So we need to update this to be 2679. Okay, and we're okay out of the 53, 58 with up to 23.8% being carbonic, which is 1275. And these are more related to the rates at which these appear on the route. And then we want oxide to be up to 31.2%, which is 1671. Okay, so that will take care of loading onto the belt. Okay, now we can come do this. And generally speaking, the minimum amount of metallic we want to get to is, because we do need some for ammo, is 9.8%. Which would be 525. Okay, so now we can do this. Okay, so if this is -1, and, okay, so when do we want to recycle metallics? Well, the main thing that we want is we need oxides. So we need oxides to be, if we don't have enough oxides, so that is because we need it for all of that calcite, right? So if this is less than the max target, which we said was 1671, and, oh no, that's actually on the red wire. That's on the red wire. And on the red wire, this is metallic. So we need metallics to be at least, what we say the minimum was, 525. And under the green one, we have a metallic in hand. Then we should recycle the metallic. Okay, or when do we want to cycle the carbonics? So this is going to be if this, nope, that's the red wire, is less than the 1671. And we have, let's say, okay, so now the minimum carbonic is actually pretty small because we just need it for fuel. It's 2%, which would be 107. So as long as we have at least 107, and we have a carbonic on the belt or in the in hand, then we want to put this through as a 1. And then that comes here and does set recipe. Okay, and then I think the red wire goes here to the next one over. Let's do, I think we can do these 4. And then here we've got this green wire has to go here to here to here. Copy that over. This goes here. This becomes read your hand contents. This becomes read your belt contents. This becomes set recipe. Okay, getting there. And let's see, is this now pastable? It's almost pastable. So I think let's go over 2 more. So we need this, can look like that. And this can look like that. Oh, I need to come onto the belt. Okay. And then this green wire goes here. And this green wire goes here. Okay. And then what needs to go across? Just the red wire, right? And then I can grab all of this and it goes in all of these. All right, that's fun. And then I had to like arrange the decider combinators here in this way. So the question is, can I reach from here to here? And I can. Okay, and then this is reading contents, that's fine. I guess we'll go to this one. And we need this to go there. It's a little unfortunate that they're sharing the... I guess it's okay. I don't really want them to share this belt reading, but I think they're just going to do it, and I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. Oh no, this is the one that comes in. So you are going to go to here, and then to here. And then you go there. Okay. And then we copy that there. And then I think we grab all of this. And we can just put all these in here. You need to go there. You need to go through here and into there. You need to read this inserter. And your recipe goes there. All right, that is a lot of reprocessing. All right, so we'll see if we start getting more oxide stuff up here. And is this thing did report being out of energy. All right, let's see if it resets, if it goes off again. Because that's going to tell us if we need to build more solar panels or not. That's what we'll see when we get by novice. That is a lot of reprocessing. Oh, we're getting some carbonic ones in there too. That's cool. And there's a lot more oxide coming out of here, so that's good. But we just need that stuff to make its way around. Oh, and this needs to go 75. That's right. So we want this to go, let's call it 76. I guess we made it 77. Let's see if that works. Can we speed up enough to get there? I guess speed is increasing, so that's okay. Over here, because we need to go 75 to get enough chunks, I think. Okay, so good. We did get up to speed. Did we trigger the... Did we trigger this? We have not triggered this yet. Okay, that's good. That is a... This is wild. But it seems to be working. All right, we're chucking the ice, so that's good. So far, we don't have a lot of oxides coming around yet because the belt's so long. Here's a bunch more oxides, though. Okay. I think that's going to add up here. Oh, that's going to add up over time. Oh, right. I was like, why there's a bunch down here? It's like, how did that get by? Oh, because this is where they all get made here. All right, so here's where we gotta like see. Oh yeah, we're totally wanting to collect everything now. Okay, did we trigger this thing? We have not triggered that thing, so that's good. We're not supposed to. Are we draining accumulators? We're not draining accumulators. Okay, good. All right, I do want to see that this thing actually chews up the... How much calcite do I have on board? 5,000. All right, now what is this going to be? This is no longer the thing. This should be until... item count until we've dumped all the calcite overboard, right? I think that's what we want. All right, here comes more oxides. want to see that we get like all the crushers going. Yeah, we definitely have more oxides coming through, so that's good. Did we trigger this thing yet? No, we didn't. Okay, good. I think we have enough power. The question is, are we getting enough oxide chunks through here to get these all going? All right, we've got these going. This one's about to start. Oh yeah, lots of oxide chunks coming in here now. Okay, good, good, good. Oh, here's a big bunch of oxides. All right. Okay, we almost got them all working. Oh, they're all working now. Well, this one isn't. Why aren't you working? Did this trigger? No? What's the matter with you? You have calcite on you. Oh. That's why. Well, that's funny. Okay. Let's check. These are all running. So what's the calcite production look like? 800 per minute. I guess it's climbing. We want this to be like a little over 900 something, I think. Yeah, which it is. 900 per minute would be the full yellow belt. What is the target that we're looking for? It's 900 times 16 divided by 15. 960. Which we're pretty close to. And I think as long as it's above 900, I think we're okay. And there's 960. Okay, great. So it does get to that point. Perfect, 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 perfect. So this is producing enough. Yeah, this is all backed up. Check that out. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so that means this is our first mining blueprint. So it does very little. It just produces sort of one of stuff to be able to do repairs. Whoops. And I think when this gets back to novice, it ought to stop. How's our speed doing? Are we staying above 75? Yes. Okay, good. All right. What production stats do we have here? We are making chunks. Okay, but that's because we're reprocessing. Right. Okay. That's fine. I guess I should unfilter this. We stopped producing because we're full. Okay, good. And there's still some room to go. So that's great. That is working as intended. That is excellent. Okay. Fuel looks good. Plastic we expect to be quiescent. Ammo is the main thing we should be building up here. And we have more than enough. All right, we should bump this up, I think. We'll just make it 1801 so we don't have to throw stuff overboard. Does this actually, and it's not even making anything besides ammo now. So, okay, great, great, great. So, okay, that means this is one of our blueprints. So this is actually the yellow belt of calcite. And we're going to call this, I want to put, this is suitable for dropping off on novice. Final. Okay, so this is yellow belt, calcite, novice. Okay, and so then that goes in here, as this is one of the options we can go to from here. And then if we change this to put the weight condition here, then this is also the blueprint for dropping stuff off on Vulcanus. So this is yellow belt, calcite, Vulcanus, final. All right, yellow belt, calcite. Okay, Vulcanus. Create blueprint. That also goes here. And then actually, I'm going to do this because the other option is to build more solar panels. So we got 5 here. And I think for, let me check my notes. I think for Gleba, we need to get to like 8 and 11 for Fulgora. So I think we need to build these in chunks of 3. So what we want is, let's see, that will be 72. That's this much. That's this much. Okay, so let's just call it the solar. That's a fine description. Let's get rid of this, because the other thing that we can do is we can also be turning this into, set this on the victory condition, turn off this for now. So take this back off and change this back to copper. Or no, what do we say? How are we disabling it? We did this. So turn these off. And then I think we can turn this off. And that should turn off all of these recipes. I think. Output signals. There's no output signals here. Output signals. No output signals. Okay, so none of these recipes are set. I think these will stop at some point. Oh, does not have set recipe on it? It doesn't. Why? Oh, because I didn't... Oh. I didn't connect this and this. Okay, so I need to get this stuff across these. These are all done. Okay, good. So let me turn this back on. And let me turn this back to A because we need to fix those blueprints. Okay, good. So we're gonna fix this one. Oh no, let's see. This actually has the Vulcanus route, so we should fix this one first. Then we can fix this route here. Item count less than 0, take that off. Then we're going to retake this one. Okay, good. Save. All right, then we're going to come back and we're going to... Whoops, where's my reprocessing? This is going to be off. And these are going to be set to this. Because the next phase needs to set victory conditions. Okay, so we're going to set victory conditions for this, which will turn that into phase 1.02. Which will then let us build one that can go to Gleba, and then we'll do one more, which will be the Fulgora one. I think we're about... I'm not going to do all this in the episode. Because now the differences for doing all of the mining ships are... all of them get all of them get easier than this. And so it's going to be very analogous. It's going to be a lot of develop the blueprints and shift them around and stuff, but everything else has fewer crushers for reprocessing and fewer crushers for mining or extracting whatever we're extracting. And so that means they'll be faster to build. And I think we've seen that this works properly. So I'm going to make all of those variants. I'm going to say maybe I'll come back at the end and just sort of give an overview of how the blueprints work and how they're going to go. I guess I'll do that. All right, so stay tuned, and I'm going to come back with a pretty full blueprint book, I think. All right. Hey there, we're back, and we now have a set of mining ships for all of the planets and all of the major resources. So these are all set up. The only difference between these are obviously the recipes for what we're mining and the space routes for where we need to go. So for example, this one is set for dropping off iron ore to novice. The main things that we updated here are, as I said before, the recipes here. I did revisit a little bit to the logic for the reprocessing crushers here, as well as added some convenience logic here. I think I'm going to go over that at the beginning of the next episode. Because yeah, it's been a while since it took me a while to get all of these blueprints put together. So now basically what happens is I realized that this ship, phase 18, is a little light on power. Like there's just not quite enough solar panels. So this one is actually set to build solar for its Victory output. This is sort of like the first phase that we saw before. And then we hop into, from here, there's two options. Either we go and make mining ships for yellow belts worth of materials, or we'll begin working on sort of higher levels of quality for the ship, which is kind of cool. But that's a problem for future Mystic Fish, obviously. Let's see, over here now, we have a common set of what are we building? So the first phase basically produces the crushers we use for extracting the resources, which maybe it's easier to show this. So this is the result of adding the solar panels that we just talked about. Phase 2 then puts the crushers out, and it puts enough crushers out to be able to cover calcite, which is the one that requires the most sort of crushers here. Next is adding the reprocessing crushers, which we have done. There is better logic here. Like I said, I'm going to cover that later, but as soon as we get that in, we can start reprocessing things. So that's cool. Then the next phase basically adds more solar to this area here. And then the final versions that actually do the mining have even yet a little more solar here, so that they are capable of dropping stuff off at Fulgora. So in particular, we can come in here. These are all physically the same. The only thing that changes really is the recipes and logic. So I can paste this over. Now this becomes ready to drop off at iron at Fulgora, for example. And that's what we have. All of the logic for this, so if I'm dropping off at Fulgora, for example, there's a circuit signal, which is looking here. We no longer have these alarms up here anymore, so I've disabled those because we're not building new stuff, but I have left the victory condition on with the green light. And really the only victory condition here is that we have at least 25 ammo. If you recall, and this is so when we're sitting in orbit, we can figure out if we're about to run short on ammo for some reason, which could happen in planets that have sort of medium asteroids in orbit around them. If, for example, that planet is not consuming whatever resource we're dropping off very quickly, we could just sit around idle above the planet, which is fine, except that over time we'll eventually use up ammo and so on. Obviously, let's see, where's our ammo recipe? Is index 57 here, right? So we kick in ammo production once we fall below 50. So we really, most of the time we shouldn't get very far below 50 is if we have the ability to make more ammo. If we do fall to below 25 though, it means for whatever reason, we're really not getting enough iron plates out of the smelting to be able to make the ammo. And that could just be because we're parked in orbit and because we only have collectors up front. It is, I think, possible that we use up ammo faster than we collect metallic asteroids. I didn't really try to do the math on that, but because I figured it was either just, it's fine to just put the logic in and say, yo, if we're running low on ammo, I'm just going to assume that means we're kind of out of asteroids and we should at least take another trip, round trip, just to collect some more asteroids. So, so that's a nice little sort of fail safe there. So that is that's what we've got. I think that means that we actually have actual mining ships now. Looking back on sort of where we came from, pretty wild to think that this is what we started with, right? We sent just one rocket worth of stuff up here to get this, and then through all of these phases, we actually end up with something this big that's able to, and this ship totally built all this stuff itself, which is kind of, that's kind of the cool point here. But we're not done. We're not done. We're going to continue on and start working our way up for quality next. And so that'll be interesting. We'll have to see how we adapt the ship for higher quality stuff. But definitely a problem for future Mystic Fish. So that's what we have for today. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And until then, bye.